The Jets, they get their season started on Monday night when they host the Bills. Gang Green fans, they definitely want to see their team get off to a good start in 2023. So let's preview the Jets' Week 1 matchup, and we're going to do it with New York Post Jets beat writer. That would be Brian Costello. And Brian, I've spoken to a couple of Jets fans in the past week, and some of them not too happy with you because you predicted the Jets to go 8-9 this season. Some people want an explanation. Do you have any explanation here?
Sure, Dexter. Number one, predictions are stupid, right? None of us know what's going to happen. Those are the people that are picking 11 wins don't know. Those people who are picking 10 or 13 and me picking 8 and 9. None of us know. It's a guess. It's your best guess. And there's two things that really go into a record that none of us can foresee. Number one being the injuries, which is the big one, right? If a Jets suffer a major injury tomorrow night, that changes the look on the season. The second one being when you catch other teams based on their injuries. Are they hot? Are they not? We don't know that. So it's very hard, but I just think the Jets have a very, very tough schedule. I think playing the NFC East, playing the AFC West, playing the Cleveland Browns, they've got some good teams on the schedule, not to mention their own division, which I think will be 6 tough games. And then the second thing, Dexter, a lot of new pieces on this offense. I think this offense is going to start slow. Maybe the defense can carry them, but I think the offense is going to have a slow start to the season.
All right, so you have a slow start to the season. There is Brian's explanation for those of you that are still mad about the 8-9 prediction. One, thanks for reading.
I'll counter that. I'll counter all of this when we talk about the Bills. So
there we go. We'll do that. We're going to get into previewing this Week 1 matchup. You got Brian's explanation. Now we're going to get into it. Okay, Brian. So I mentioned at the start, the Jets getting off to a good start this season. With all the talk around the team this upcoming season, their appearance on Hard Knocks, some players stating their team goals for 2023. How important is it for them to get a win in Week 1 in prime time?
I think it's very important, Dexter, because I think this would be a validation. I'm not talking about the external expectations. I'm talking about the internal stuff that they've talked about. You know, they've obviously considered themselves a Super Bowl contender. DJ Reed thinks their defense can be as good as the 85 Bears. Well, they need to kind of go out and prove it to themselves, and I think build on that belief, right? I think if they go out Monday night, play well against the Bills, now that resolves strengths. If they go out and don't play well, then the doubts might creep in and you start to worry. Now, look, it's Week 1. It's not a must win. There's 16 weeks left after this game, so they can recover from a loss on Monday night. I just think a win would really be important in terms of their psyche, in terms of reinforcing everything that they believe they can be.
All right, it would be important for them to get that win started off on the right foot, 1-0. That would be nice. Jets fans want to see that. Now, much has been made of the Jets defense heading into the season. So when it comes to going up against the Bills, do you think the pass rushers can have success in getting to Buffalo QB Josh Allen?
I do. I mean, we saw it last year, right? They sacked him, I think, 8 times between the two games, 5 times at MetLife Stadium. Bryce Huff, remember, hit him at the end of that game and hurt him. And like the Jets pass rush is so deep, and they're going to roll out so many people, and they're obviously fresh. It's Week 1. Carl Lawson's the only one who's really dealt with an injury during training camp. He has not been on the injury report this week, so that's a good sign for him. So I think the pass rush definitely could get to Josh Allen, Dexter. And if you look at it, I looked at the numbers. Josh Allen's numbers against the Jets are really not that good, especially when you compare them to the Pats and the Dolphins, the other teams he's played a lot. 8 touchdowns, 7 interceptions against the Jets in 9 games. So he hasn't done much. He's been sacked 19 times, which is the most by any team. So I do think the pass rush can have a huge effect on this game.
All right, we'll see if they have an impact on Monday night against the Bills. Okay, Brian, we do this every week. Time for your keys to the game. What are your keys to the Jets being victorious in Week 1 against the Bills?
I think the biggest thing, Dexter, is handling the emotions tomorrow night. I mean, MetLife Stadium is going to be unlike any other time I think I've covered a game there. Probably the only comparison might be the opener in 2011, which was the 10th anniversary of 9/11 against the Cowboys on Sunday Night Football. There was a lot of emotions in the building that night, but I think this is going to be even more so. You take another anniversary of 9/11, but then the expectations of this team, the Bills, the 3-time division champion coming in, and of course, Aaron Rodgers. I think when they introduce Aaron Rodgers, the roof is going to come off the place if they had a roof. And I think, can the Jets handle this? Can the Jets get moved? Like the beginning of this game, I think they're going to be playing out of their shoes. I think they're going to be so psyched up and so pumped up. Can they harness that to control it and to their benefit, or is it going to eat them up? So to me, that's the biggest key of this game, Dexter. And we can talk about all the normal stuff of turnovers and running the ball and all that stuff, all that good stuff. You know that. But I think for this game specifically, can the Jets handle such an emotional, exciting night at the stadium?
Definitely going to be emotional night at the stadium. You're right about that. I was there with you in that 2011 game in September. That one was a very emotional one, too. So the emotions will be there. That's a very important key, seeing how they can manage that on Monday night against the Bills. That is Brian Costello, the great New York Post Jets beat writer. A great prediction.
Jets fans don't think so, Dexter.
Yeah, listen, like you said, people doing a little bit too much, Brian, with the predictions, okay? Brian made his prediction. It's fine. We talked with other people about the predictions. It's okay. Brian.
The good news is I'm rarely right, Dexter, on my predictions. That's the good news for Jets fans.
Well,
I'm very
you know what? You know what? That's a very glass half full way that they should look at it. You're right about that. So maybe there's optimism. Maybe you can still have some optimism for the season. Brian, appreciate you. We will talk again next week. Thank you so much, man.
All right, Dexter.